2011. Tomorrow I'm scheduled to perform Red-Nosed Clown at an event called Dragon's Breath Theater in Wallala. My intention has been to be Barry, a very nasal, confident clown that I've developed in the past. To that end, I've come up with a new costume for Barry and wrote some new material, intended to perform a song that I know, in which I know all the nations of the world. Have all of this monologue. Barry does a lot of talking. In the interim, Stasha has been working with me, doing the Red-Nosed Clown developmental work that we know, and a new character has come out. His name is Flumph, and she's of the opinion that he's a lot better, a lot more endearing, a lot more real, a lot more appropriate to where we are now, and that Barry, while funny, is incredibly scripted, incredibly controlled, and ultimately kind of annoying, and that what I should really do tomorrow is just actually be a red-nosed clown and just go out there on stage as Flumph, who is stupid, like a lot more classically stupid than Barry, and just go out there and just go for it and scare the crap out of myself and just really do the red-nosed clown work, which honestly, when I was Barry and I went through that workshop, I didn't really do. I kind of stuck within my comfort zone and I kind of scripted everything, and I wasn't very good at the improv part. And I don't know. So what I'm going to do right now, I've got this idea that since Barry... Okay, here's the deal, for those of you who don't know. Red nose is a very specific form in which you really have to make eye contact, maintain eye contact with your audience at all times. And really, whatever they give you is what you share with them. It's something very real, very in the moment. It's true. I've kind of scripted everything with Barry, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking to not even use the red nose. Maybe Barry's not actually a red-nosed clown. Maybe I go out there in this ridiculous costume that I'm wearing here, and I'm going to do my act as Barry, and maybe that'll work out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to record myself without the red nose as Barry. Now, and do my act. Then I'm going to watch it. I'm Barry. I like geography and pancakes. I recently moved back to California from where I was living in Colorado, and Colorado is shaped like a square, but really more like an oblong rectangle, whereas California is shaped like a telephone. These are the sorts of geographical facts that I'm here to give you tonight with my public speaking appearance. I have a globe and an atlas and a special desk where I conduct my research. And this morning, while eating pancakes, I learned all of the nations of the world and I put them into a song, which I will now sing for you now. I was told I should issue a disclaimer that I did not really write this song. And this is an important disclaimer because this song was actually written in the year 1994. And in 1994, they didn't have as many nations in the world as they have now. So the song is not complete and representative of the global situation in the year 2011. But I haven't had the opportunity to learn all of the new nations. But right before I came on stage, somebody told me that they were all called Stan. Which, now that I say that out loud, it occurs to me that that doesn't make a lot of sense, because if they were all called Stan, then that would get very confusing. So I'm inclined to believe that that's not correct. but I've not yet had the opportunity to cross-reference that information. And it's important to cross-reference your information because it's very easy to just listen to somebody or to just go on the internet and find something out. And if you just do that and you just go out into the world and go blah, 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 well then the joke might be on you. But anyway, like, oh, I was talking to somebody who it was like I'm distracted because there's a car. I wasn't expecting a car while I was doing my public speaking engagement. But I've been hearing people talking about Libya and about all of the things that are happening in Libya, and like they know what they're talking about. But this one person I was talking to, it was like he was talking blah, 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 and then I asked him, and it found out that he didn't even know that Libya was in North Africa. He thought that it was in Asia. And so that let me know that he didn't know what he was talking about at all, and I disregarded everything that he had to say. So anyway, I should probably get back to the scripted portion of my public speaking engagement because, and this is important because Blake told me that I only had a very specific amount of time that I was allowed to be on stage, and if I went over that amount of time, that she would come onto stage with a big hook and she would pull me off, which when I heard that, I said, I don't think that the punishment really fits the crime. But then she went on to explain that it would not be like a hook that you would use to catch a fish, which would cause an avulsion and a tearing of the flesh, but rather the hook would be like a gigantic cane, and the cane would wrap around my body like a hug, and it would be like a hug pulling me off of stage. Which, when I heard that, I got curious as to what that might feel like because I actually kind of like a hug. But then it occurred to me that if that were to happen, then I would have driven all the way down here to Walla for my public speaking appearance, and I would not have had the opportunity to say everything that I wanted to say. And that would be frustrating. So that is the end of all of the ado. And I will stop with the ado right now. And before I get to the song, I will pause because I think there's a sleeping baby coming, and we don't want to wake the sleeping baby. You have to be quiet. In fact, I'm going to take this entire apparatus. Everyone in the audience, we have to move so we can go do what we are doing. Sometimes when you're performing, then these things happen, and you just have to be able to improvise. I got yelled at. I thought I was being quiet, but then it turned out that I wasn't being quiet enough, and the baby's awake and I got yelled at. But the baby was going to wake up anyway because that's what they do. So now there really will be no more ado, and I will sing my song. I think I'm still being yelled at. I don't like being yelled at. I'm just going to walk further away so that maybe if I am being yelled at, then I am not hearing myself being yelled at, in which case then, you know, I can't really be accused of not responding to being yelled at and doing what the person is telling me to do, which is probably not to continue my public speaking engagement, but to probably like put groceries away or something that has nothing whatsoever to do with the thing that I was trying to do. Very hard sometimes to be a professional public speaker. But now I don't have anywhere to put the camera down because I'm in the woods. And now you're not going to get to hear my song because I don't know what to do. I'm just going to hit stop and I'm going to go put away the groceries, and maybe later I'll get to put my public speaking appearance #1 on my list of priorities. Because right now I have other things I have to do. I'm very sorry. Where's the button?